everyone, welcome back to my show. Today I have my lovely friend Gabby from Texas. And you all know Gabby from attraction marketing and online business guru almost. you are a guru now. It's like and really successful online entrepreneur. But hey guys, there's so much more to Gabby, right, Gabby? I mean, it's so much more to you. And first I want to start, guys. Gabby always accompanies me with her magical Native American flute on our drum circle. So Gabby, tell me a bit more about how you came across the flute and why the flute and what's the connection with you and the flute. Because there's a little story, right?
Gudrun, I have been playing flute since I was in 7th grade. I actually started out on the clarinet, but then I got braces and had to switch over to the flute. And when I went into what we call junior high school here in the U.S., but my connection to the flute is. We're all so busy every day. And I think for me, when I am playing my flute, and I love playing in our drum circles, and it's super relaxing for me. Our minds it just gives us a break for just a minute of all the thinking and all the creating and all the manifesting and it just clears my mind when I play, and it creates a space actually for more ideas to come in. So I'd love to know, Gudrun, when you're playing your drum, are you creating or are you clearing when you play your drum?
I'm getting away. I'm going away from it all. So basically, sometimes I do clearing. So sometimes if I feel sad or I have a conflict or something, I take my drum sometimes, go on the beach and just play and let it all go. And then
let it go. Yeah,
let it all
that's
go.
It.
Yeah.
For me, that's what I'm doing when I'm playing my flute. I am just letting go and creating more space for more thoughts and ideas. I think it just I love the flute. I started out on the classical flute, played with very many orchestras and even a couple of rock bands along the way through my life. And I just love all kinds of music, right? The classical, the Native American, smooth jazz is probably one of my favorite kinds of music. And you just have to be kind of a little bit flexible when you play flute because there's just so many options, so many genres to be able to play flute.
And why is it the Native American flute right now?
Well, I like you, we talked about this earlier. I visited New Mexico, and I was inspired by some of the native flute players there, and actually picked up my Native American flute inside of like a souvenir shop. And this was years ago. Put it on the shelf, forgot all about it, right? Just forgot all about it. But then here recently, I've noticed more of, the healers of the world. And, I know you're a healer, and that's, I think, what connected us at first was your vibe that you come online with is that healing vibe. And, just like the sound bowls and the music around that, and then native flute, it's all together, right? The drums, it's all about finding healing. And finding a way to heal. So that's what attracted me to the native flute. And I figured, well, if I play the regular flute, surely I could figure out how to play the native flute.
And you play it so beautiful. Honestly, you make such a difference to the whole drum circle. It's really beautiful to have you on board, and I really appreciate it. Now, talking about the Native Americans, we know American history. I'm not going to go into the details here in terms of what happened in the past. But my question, do you think that now it's changing in America? Do you think that more white people actually looking for more wisdom from the native? Are they trying to connect more to the original culture?
I see it.
Yeah.
I see it a little bit more every day, actually. I think with all that the world has been through lately, really, we've been through so much, right? With the pandemic and all of the wars and rumors of wars and all of the things. I think people are looking for more a way to connect and a way to just connect with nature, not only nature, but just a way to heal, self-heal, right?
Yeah.
And that would be, that's what I see more and more. Like every week, I see more and more options to, join drum circles and
Yeah.
bowl, the sound bowls. I see that everywhere.
Oh yeah,
Right?
sound bowls. Oh my God. Honestly, I had one sound bath. It's like,
Yeah.
whoa, it's like really, wow.
It's beautiful. And meditations.
Yeah.
The place where I was certified to teach yoga, she now has many classes on sound bowls. You can join her sound bowl circle. That wasn't a thing a few years back, but now it is, right?
Yeah. So what is your go-to for self-healing? I know you've been through a lot. You had a terrible fall, your mom died, and you went through a lot of down and kind of pick up and down again. So what was your way of self-healing to not to give up?
That's a great question. I think that my number one goal, right now is building my business. I'm really focused on that. But I want to do both, right? I want to be there for others and be there for my family and everything else. And I think that I practice it very daily, maybe without even realizing it. Right? So I think of like 4 different ways maybe that I practice it. So mostly when I'm outside, sitting on my dock, definitely on my daily walks, listening to music, creating music, and then reading before I go to sleep is really how I connect with my goals and bringing things into my life, bringing people into my life that I want to connect with, that I want to work with. It's our choice, right? Who you want to work with, especially in the online business world. We really want to, when you go to work, I worked 32 years in corporate America in a cubicle with people that, I loved most of them, but sometimes you have to work right next to the next cubicle over might be somebody that is hard to work with. And I can't imagine living with, like, those people, right? And I think since I came online with my business, like I choose, we choose who we want to work with. And you manifest that into your life, both in life and in business, right? So I get most of when I go down on my dock, I live on a lake. When I go sit on my dock, I really, so many thoughts, like I have to bring pen and paper with me to the dock because my mind is going to be just creating so many ideas. In fact, I get most of my reels and Facebook Lives, my video ideas, just sitting on the dock. And
Yeah, but
The
yeah,
ability. Yeah, so I was going to tell you, I don't know if you remember my feather story.
yeah, beautiful. Tell the audience. It's amazing.
I manifested a feather. And you can tell I
Yeah,
love birds. I love
yeah.
birds. And we have been in an ice storm for the last 4 days right now. I
Wow,
have not even been outside.
wow,
It is everything, the sidewalks, the driveways is completely under ice, slippery ice. And so we have a lot of birds here. I have like 32 pelicans in my backyard.
wow,
Pelicans are so cool. And then we have, eagles and hawks, but we have
wow,
cardinals and doves and just thousands and thousands of birds all around our house. And I
wow.
was sitting on my dock one day and I'm like, we have all these birds around our house, but how come you don't see any feathers? Like
Yeah,
I have two parrots and there's always like a ton of feathers at the
yeah,
bottom of the
yeah,
cage.
yeah.
Why don't we see feathers? And then in the next few seconds,
All full
there
of fun.
a big white feather floated right by me. And I'm like, whoa,
Whoa,
this stuff works. It's just what you think,
it comes.
it
Yeah,
almost appears, right? And
yeah.
so that's kind of my feather story. But
So what is your so good question out of that I have now? The first one is what type of books do you read before you go to sleep?
what kind of books do I read before I go to sleep?
Yeah,
I love Joe Dispenza. I love listening to stories about how to read body language.
oh
I
yeah,
really love that, especially as we connect with each other in business and in life on Zoom.
yeah,
And being able to, we're not face to face most times. There's a screen separating us,
yeah,
right? Like
yeah,
you and I right now. And when you're trying to sell a product or sell your business or sell your program, right? Or your whatever it is you're trying to offer somebody, being able to understand what they're thinking, even if they're not verbalizing it, even if they're not saying the words, being able to look into somebody's eyes and eye contact and gestures. I just think it's so amazing. There is a little thing that I actually listened to last night. So here's a pen, right? When somebody that you're talking to puts an object in between you and I, if
mm-hmm.
it means what it means is that you've got some work to do. There's an issue. They're
Okay,
blocking, they're blocking you. Whatever the item is, but if they put it in between you, you've got some
interesting. Yeah,
connecting and maybe even some rapport work to do. The other thing I find interesting about body language, and I was so interested in it, I actually put a book. You can see it up there.
yeah,
I
yeah.
wrote I wrote a book about it
Oh
because
wow,
it's so interesting to me. For example, I'm in the US, you're in the UK,
yeah,
and so business we're global, right? Worldwide. And most of the network marketing, affiliate marketing companies, even I'm sure you have some clients here in the US and around the world. There are things that you do with your hands, for example, that may instantly repel people. And it's
oh
so
yeah,
interesting to me. Something as simple as now in the US, this means A-OK, I'm good, perfect.
yeah,
But in some countries, that does not mean that. It means the opposite.
like yeah.
So interesting. The peace sign, right? The peace sign here in the US means, peace
Peace.
out,
I can
right? Like
also mean something else, like
we use it very casually, like
yeah,
it's no big deal. But in some countries, several that I can think of right off the hand, it means something not peaceful. So the gestures that we use and the facial expressions that we use is so interesting. And I think that being my new passion, I think us as people online marketers, online business people, online trying to promote our program, we need to know this. We need
I
to know this.
agree. Yeah.
Yeah. So I put it all in a guide and selling the guide now.
Oh, brilliant. Send me the link. Yeah.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
when I post the video, I put it down. Send me all the links. So I put them all on the video, and also I will put it on the YouTube channel for you.
Oh, thank you. So like, for example, in chapter 3, it talks about how to read the other person's body language. And even in chapter 4, I talk about our own body language. What are we doing that repels that other person, right? They may be, shaking their head, yes, I'm interested, but what they're thinking is not at all. And how to really, what to say next, right? Before you end the call, to correct that. And then nowadays we're doing Zoom calls with many people. So in chapter 5, I talk about how to read the room on a Zoom call. Like when you have, 10 or 5 or 10 people on a Zoom call, how to read the room if you're leading that Zoom call or if you're involved with the Zoom call at all. So
I definitely get that book. I definitely get that book. And also what I know is like when people cross their arms, it's like automatic blockage, for example, right? So that's what I know. If someone, or how you hold your hands, it's like, are you blocking? And even for yourself. So even if you can see me blocking my arm down here, I'm blocking myself in the way, or even with the legs, like if you cross the legs, you block the energy or something like that, right? That's correct?
That is true. However, the person just could be cold.
Yeah, true.
And so it's something that you need to, ask. Hey, are you cold?
Yeah, I told you. True, yeah. Now, when you were talking about the faggots and as not only as a business person, as a human being, right? I mean,
Right.
in I think the last 10 years or so, since The Secret came out, everyone is now about manifesting, right? And most people want to manifest a lot of money, right? What is your take on manifestation? Where does manifestation come from, really?
I believe it's very similar to the law of attraction.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So when you want to attract things into your life, people into your life, you have to become the person you want to attract. So if you want to attract people that are loving, respectful, appreciate little things, right? Loyal, trustful, and understanding, we have to have those qualities first.
Yeah.
So that's the key that I use. And I'm really, lately, I've been really picky and choosy who I want to work with, right? Because I feel their vibe and their body language, and I just instantly know, this is somebody I'd really like to work with. And so I have to be able to not only read that body language, but understand how that person is truly feeling, using unspoken words, actually, and reactions. And I know pretty quick. So we feel differently around different people, right?
Yeah.
I feel inspired around somebody that, for example, shows up every day. They're consistent. They don't give up. They don't want the instant result. They want to work on it and get better and better. And those are the people that inspire me, right? I want a long-term relationship. It's like in business, it's like a marriage, right? You have to, it works the same as a business, relationship. It's for the long haul. I think you have to look at it that way to be successful
Yeah.
in business of any kind. It doesn't matter if you're a healer looking for clients, a coach looking for clients, a teacher that wants to make a difference in their students, or an online network marketer that wants to build a team. I think manifesting your business, your goals, has everything to do with attracting the right people. And I think one way to do that is you have to really define, write down, put on paper exactly what you want. What are you looking for? And actually look for that specific person or attract that specific person to you.
Yeah. And how do you manifest in your private life? I mean, I know your business is your life is your business, but I don't know, say you go shopping, like you need a parking spot or something. Do you attract the parking spot? Are you aware you're gonna get a parking spot? Are you going out? Okay, I have a parking spot, and you get the parking spot. Or in money wise, are you know how you deal with money in that aspect?
Well, I live out in the country, and it's
Yeah.
about an hour's drive to the nearest store. So my
Oh wow,
shopping,
I didn't know that far. Really, an hour's drive.
my shopping days have been numbered. But as far as materialistic items, using, reusing, fixing things instead of just throwing away and buying new, I think that's probably a big one in the last couple of years since I moved out to the country. Definitely, as far as my personal life, I would say not saying what I don't want. So, for example, I don't want, when you say that I don't want something, that's going to show up in your life so much more because you said those words, right? I don't want to be broke. I don't want to be broke.
What I realized is that when you say I don't want something, the vibration is far stronger, funny enough, than when you say I want something. In a way, maybe there's a kind of anger or resentment. You see, I think when you want something, it's the desire. But if you don't want something, it's almost a hate and resentment. It's almost more emotions to it. Am I right in a way?
Yeah, you put that out, that I don't want something, and guess what? The universe just brought you a ton of it. Yeah. And I believe that both in business and personal, for sure. Like, I'm just trying to think of different examples of that, but a vision board behind me or on the other side of my computer screen, I can look right over my computer screen and there's my vision board, right? My vision board is to travel more, right? So I've got some pictures of where I want to go. And so that is my positive reinforcement of the goals that I have, right? So for example, travel, that's what I can think of. And then people that I want in my life. One of the things that I do on a monthly basis is I don't work for, but I volunteer for our community development board in our little town. And so we approve, when a business moves in and they want to fix up their, the outside of their business, which helps the town look better. Our team approves or not approves, their plans, and then they are offered a grant money to do the work. So along with that, there's a lot of time and volunteering and meeting of the minds, on things like that. And that's my little thing that I do offline, like it's my offline thing.
Yeah.
And coming to agreements and coming up with the ideas and getting together and approving, that's it's corporate stuff, but it's like kind of like, I don't get paid to do any of that. I just volunteer my time And, it's so amazing to help our town, who, by the way, has been hit by 3 tornadoes since we've lived here in just a couple short years. So,
And it's really massive, your tornadoes, right? It's like a proper go.
yeah, it's really crazy how the tornadoes have hit our town. I never had any idea about it until I moved here, but
Yeah.
it's all in the details, right? And so sometimes I think in life, when I feel stressed out about something or there's a big decision to make, I really just close my eyes and just really listen to some music and really try to figure out, the plan. Like, what is the next step? Just step by step, right? What is the next step? Instead of, I have to fix this big problem, what's the first thing I need to do? What's going to get me there? So that's what I figure out.
And
It's all
one thing, Gabby, you used to live in Dallas, is that correct? So you
Yes,
used to live
yeah,
in the city and now you're in the countryside, and I
yes,
know you grow your own vegetable,
yep.
right? And
Soon as spring gets here, I will be doing that.
yeah, I know. I saw last year your harvest, and it was just amazing. And so, as a city person, city cow, I always say I'm a city cow. When I used to live in London, I called myself city cow. But anyway, as a city person, coming to the countryside and starting growing your own vegetable, how did that change you, or how did that make you feel?
Well, one difference is when I lived in the big city, I could just go a couple blocks down the road and buy plants that were already kind of started, and put them in the ground. I did grow, some vegetables in my backyard in Dallas,
Okay.
and I would be able to just get plants already. But here we are, we're out here in the middle of nowhere. And so now I have a really amazing website that I order seeds. So the difference is now I get seeds, and I trust this company because every year, every one of their seeds come up, so you have to trust them. And I start my seeds indoors under lights, grow lights, and then when the chance of freezing, frost and all that is behind us, then that's when I put them outside. So it's a little different method, but to me, growing something from seeds is pretty amazing.
It's a complete different relationship, right?
It is.
Yeah,
I think so. I
yeah.
think so. Yeah, for
And what are
sure.
you planning to grow this year? Have you made plans yet?
Well, I think last year, yes, I have plans. Definitely foods that we eat.
Yeah,
So instead of having bushes and, flowers around my house, if we can't eat it, I don't grow it.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Right. So potatoes did really, really good here last year. And so we're going to do potatoes again for sure.
Sweet
Um,
potato. I think sweet potato should grow really good in your climate.
yeah.
Yeah.
So both kinds of potatoes, squash, a lot of squash. We had corn last year, green beans, just, foods that we can eat, and all organic,
Yeah,
no pesticides,
yeah,
things like that. And to have enough to share with neighbors, share with the
right.
family, freeze
Yeah,
in
yeah.
most cases. I have a lot of vegetables in the freezer, fruits.
Excellent.
We have blackberries and peaches.
Oh,
So we have
wow.
fruits too. And this year I'm trying blueberries. So I've already got the
Yeah.
plant started. Yeah,
Oh,
it's exciting.
brilliant. You planting tomatoes as well?
Yeah.
Good. Yeah, to grow. Yeah, you have in the summer you got really hot climate, right? I mean, it's quite hot and sunny and warm, not too much rain, right?
No rain. It's like the desert, like New
Wow,
Mexico. It's hot and very dry,
wow, wow.
very hot and dry. So The good thing is we live on a lake and we have the breeze, kind of like you're by the ocean and you have the breeze. So we're very fortunate about that.
Yeah.
And we water the vegetables out of the lake. So it gets
Uh,
very mineralized water.
okay.
And I
And do
think
you
that's
have water shortage? Do you have to ration your water sometimes, or do you? Yeah,
sometimes, yeah,
yeah,
more in Dallas. That was an issue in Dallas for a big part. But since we're in a town that uses the lake, there's not really that threat
uh,
to having a water shortage. And since we get the water out of the lake, it works really good here.
brilliant. Now, in the countryside in the US, I remember it can be a bit scary sometimes. Do you think it's dangerous where you are? Is there a lot of crime rate? Are you scared sometimes? Because like you said, you're an hour away from the nearest town. Do you have neighbors nearby in an emergency?
We have
Or
amazing neighbors here, and no, I feel very safe. If I went to sleep with the door open, that's how safe I feel.
yeah. When I
Yeah,
was in
no,
New Mexico, I was warned it's so dangerous. And then I arrived in Santa Fe and everyone had left the doors open overnight and everything. So I'm like, here we don't do that. We lock the doors. In Europe, everyone is paranoid and locks the doors.
oh man. Oh, that's so crazy. Wow. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
people the different. I think I mean, I haven't been enough in around America to say generalize, but now just the experience I had, I think you guys are more open, whereby European are very, no matter where you go, even in the South, they're more closed up, more, maybe to do with the size of the country in terms of land, you know.
Mhm.
But it seems like here people are more skeptical and closed up. I mean, just an example, improvised comedy. You book a comment, you get, again in Dallas, and it's so much more going in the US, right? And here it's really just in a big city. So people, like I'm up north, there's nothing going. There's no clowning, no improv, there's nothing. It's really different. So yeah.
There's I think that, I've felt safe, but I'm always paying attention to my surroundings. Okay, so if I'm going to go to a shopping mall in Dallas where there's literally thousands and thousands of people, I may not carry a purse. Maybe I just put my wallet, in my back pocket, or I'm known as, like, I love the fanny pack. Like I want my keys and my money, right next to me. So I think that you are, constantly paying attention as you walk out to your car, to the parking lot. You have to be very just, conscious of what's going on around you. Definitely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Now, one
Especially
last
like
question.
traveling.
Traveling, yeah. One last question. You look fabulous. You look absolutely, your skin, you radiant, you look young, you look absolutely, honestly, you look wonderful, beautiful. What is your secret?
Oh,
You look really, honestly, I look at you for the whole interview and I really needed to say that. And also, you're not a teenager and everything, but your skin is great. You look young, you look energetic. What is your secret? What can you put out there for people like me, my age or a bit older, to say water?
water,
How much
water.
water do you drink?
Um, 3 of these a day. So it's a lot of water, but so I'm going to be old enough this year for Medicare.
What is
65. I turned 65 years old in June.
congratulations?
Yeah. And you know, vegetables, fruits. I take a daily walk. I get a lot of sleep, and I drink a lot of water. My grandmother, I wish I could show you a picture real quick, but my grandmother lived till 95, and she didn't have a wrinkle on her skin. So I'm going
Wow.
to say I inherited from my Northern Italian grandmother, Eleanor,
Nice.
who was beautiful till the last day of her life. And
Wow.
I miss her. And, she's from Italy. And so I think she used some lotions, but really, she didn't drink, smoke, do any of the things. And I think probably I inherited her skin, maybe her hair. I don't know. She had pure white hair. Mine's kind of like silver,
Beautiful.
I guess.
Yeah, but it's beautiful.
But
Yeah.
no, we don't eat fast food. We don't eat chemicals of any kind. Really just, I think my secret is really just paying attention to what's going inside.
Yeah.
So
And can I last thing, do you meditate a lot, like in the morning? Are you waking up to a meditation, or how does it work with you?
I think I meditate a lot outside on the dock.
Mm-hmm.
Just being able to listen to the birds and the breeze. That's my favorite spot to go to.
Yeah.
And maybe it's just a minute, or maybe it's, 10 minutes, 30 minutes. I don't know. It just depends on the day. But I really just kind of close my eyes and just be quiet.
Nice.
Just be quiet. Maybe have some, earbuds. I have a lot of very relaxing music on my iPod. Listen to music.
Beautiful.
No real plan to it. Just stillness. It's really being still. That's my little be still and
Yeah.
know. That's my little motto
Nice.
that I have in front of my computer.
Beautiful.
That's me.
Awesome. Please send me the links after. Yeah. And thank you so much for your time, for your wisdom. I'm so happy
Welcome,
to
Gudrun.
meet you. I'm looking forward to our next drum circle. Thank you for being
Yes.
such a great friend. Thank you. Have a good day. Thank you.
I can't wait to meet you in person and give you a big hug.
Oh yeah, me too. It's coming, it's coming. I'm working on, I want to go to US and Canada, really go ground
Come hang
tour.
out on the dock with me.
Yeah,
we'll
definitely, definitely. Thank you so much. Thank you. Have a lovely
You're
day. Thank
welcome.
you. Bye.
Bye.